The secret of Brian's perfect hockey ice is hidden 15 feet under the surface. A thick bed of dirt and gravel covered with styrofoam insulates the rink from the warm ground below. A slab of concrete sits on top. 6 miles of steel piping filled with a supercoolant chills the concrete to 19 degrees.
Once it hits 13 degrees, we'll take and seal the floor with clear water. And after that freezes, we'll take and paint the floor white.
Right now I'm spraying some water over the top of all the metal anchors that are out here to get them sealed in before we start with the regular coats of water. Fill up any little divots that are in the concrete. So when we get to the white, to start painting the white process, we already kind of have a smooth, even surface. So nothing's sticking up.
All right, guys, just kind of spread out amongst the hose here.
You'll see it just kind of get equally spread out.
Right now we're just spraying the clear coat to kind of get it smooth, and then we'll open on it. After we do about 3 or 4 coats, we'll start painting it white.
No one they can walk on it. Help these guys. I don't know what's over here. Walk on it.
Our main challenge is getting all the humidity out of the building so we can get a good dry time. And when I say dry time, that's how long it takes for the ice to set up so we can dump more water on it. After we paint it white, we will take and seal it again with clear water.
Then comes the paint. Dozens of buckets must be mixed precisely before any brush can meet the ice.
All right, basically what we're doing right now, we've got the paint comes in a little thicker than what you see here. You can see how it's not as watery, a little thicker. What we do is take about a half a bucket of this, and then we're going to start adding about another quarter of a bucket of water just to get us the right consistency. And then, like I say, you just keep mixing until you get a watery, more of a watery substance like this, and you're basically ready to rock.
With the paint all set, the rink markings and logos must be laid out, measured, and drawn. This part of the project must be done with exceptional care. The goal crease starts with a simple stencil outline, and then comes the paint. First, the inside of the crease is filled in stroke by stroke. Then the outlines are painted in by hand, leaving the finished product that you see at US Bank Arena every time you visit on game night.
Stevie.
The next step is to lay out the blue lines, and like everything else, precision is key.
All right, basically what we're doing here, you can see how we have the width of the blue line here. All we're doing is taking yarn and running it from one end to the other, getting the yarn perfectly, we're getting it tight, which gets it perfectly straight, and that's going to give us the, the correct dimension, and then we'll come back in afterwards and just paint in between the yarn, and that'll give us our perfect width of blue line all the way across. We'll do that same thing with the red line, the other blue line, and then the gold line on the opposite end.
After this process is finished, Drew prepares the under ice logos for painting. Each logo you see on the ice starts as a printed image, which is then blown up into perforated stencils. They're measured and laid precisely onto the ice. Once in place, blue chalk is powdered on top of the stencils, leaving a perfect blueprint for the painters to follow. Then, like all the other markings on the ice, these are painted in by hand, leaving behind a crisp, perfect drawing.
built about 1.25 inches, and I'll be ready to skate on. The material is actually, it is a fabric, so it soaks in the water. A lot of places still paint their logos on with the jet ice paint. That's more time consuming. This way, what you guys saw, it's literally minutes once you've got